Hello and welcome back to the show, folks, as we go live on a Friday morning. I wanted to just give a quick check-in on your VIX action today. We did see quite a mini spike yesterday. VIX got up to almost 27, and this was right around the time. It was actually after the Fed spoke that things really kind of cranked up, and it's pretty perplexing the way it happened, and kind of you don't often see the VIX really, and I know this, I've been saying this a lot lately, but you really don't see the VIX make such a move. I mean, the market did go down a little bit yesterday, but the VIX was up over 3 points, 3.5 points, and then the market kind of just recovered. And it's kind of like you would expect the VIX to move this much if maybe the S&P was down 100 points maybe, or if it made a quick move down 50 or something. But this was like, the last couple of days, it's been like this stuff's hardly moved around. Really, the indices haven't moved that much, and the VIX is all over the place. Now, I watched an interesting video by TheoTrade yesterday after the close, where they were talking about the fact that although the equities markets didn't move that much based on the Fed stuff yesterday, that is a technical term, stuff, the bonds actually did. The bonds moved way down, and what chart that they were pulling up, which I thought was interesting, was a 10-year chart. Many of you may know I was in the 10-year bond options pit for a brief period of time, this being the 10-year Treasury index here. And you can see the move that we got really yesterday. And I'm not just going to recap what TheoTrade said. You can go look at TheoTrade if you want. But up moving the yield here, the bonds actually move down. You get an up move in the yield when the bonds move down. So bonds move down. This is showing the yield moving up. You could also look at people like to look at. There's different bonds people look at, but anyways, here is the 10-year Treasury notes here, which seem to be rallying slightly at the moment. Anyway, to get back to it, the VIX had a big pop yesterday, and that was not helpful to me at all, being, of course, short VXX. Watching VXX crank up a couple bucks as I pull up the chart now was not was bad for my P&L. However, I did make a good trade, and I don't always recommend that you double down when something's going against you, but that's actually, in fact, what I ended up doing yesterday. And when we did get this spike up here, I was looking at the front month. I was looking at the front month options, and I saw, oh, wow, the 26 puts are offered at 32 cents. And so I was kind of patient, and I bought some for 32 cents, and I bought some for 28 cents. Anyways, I bought a 5 lot of these 26 puts, paid 30 cents. And then I bought a 2 lot of these 25 puts, paying 8 cents. And both those options, it isn't a big trade, but it made a couple $100, which kind of offset the up move in the end for me, because at the end of the day, we were really only up less than $1 in VXX. However, it's frustrating because, you come into a trade idea, and my hypothesis is the market's going to go up or sideways, and thus I will be short the VIX. And my hypothesis for the market price action is correct. The market is up or sideways, and the VIX goes up in my face. So it's like, you can't win. It was like the VIX was destined to go up yesterday, regardless of what the market did. It felt like, if the market was down, it certainly was going higher, and the market up, it was going higher as well. So where do we stand now with the term structure? Well, the term structure's tightened a little bit. The distance between spot and the front month future has tightened a little bit too, just by nature of the fact that the VIX has moved up and the futures haven't moved up quite as much. That creates a tightening. Now, remember, we were talking just 2 days ago about the spread between spot and the front month future being up to 4 points. Well, now it is, it's back down below 3 points. In fact, let's doing really quick math here. It looks like $2 and really the spread's only $2.20 something cents. Let's go to VIX Central to take a look at the actual term structure. However, all this being said, there is still huge contango, and this still is going to decay stuff. And there is only so long that the market cannot move and people can buy premium in the market and the premium levels can go up, because in the end, if the market doesn't move, these options people are buying are going to end up not making the money. And in a lot of cases, I think that's okay for people right now, because people are buying options as a hedge. So they're not looking to even make money. In fact, they'd rather lose money on the puts they're buying in the S&P, because these are hedges people are putting on to hedge their positions. So ultimately, they'd be perfectly happy if the market continues to rally, their positions make money, and the hedge goes out worthless. However, that doesn't really help us being short the VIX, because the VIX and volatility has been firm. However, this effect of contango, you can see right to my to the left of my shoulder here, that steep curve in this contango. You can see if I move this way, it says 15%. Well, that is still decaying these products. So this is going to be cutting into how much, when we get an up move or a down move, however much VXX moves up, it's going to lag other stuff, and this decay of 15% is still very real. So I'm hanging in there with a short position. We're kind of ramping up VIX wise to the election, it seems like. But in the meantime, once again, something has to give. You can't have the markets not move and have a realized volatility that's lower and lower, and have the VIX move higher and higher, because what it means is people are paying higher and higher prices for SPX options, and they're getting no use out of owning those options. So we'll see what happens after this week rolls off of the sheets. One thing that I did notice is the range it seems like the range has been starting to expand. We're about to hear the opening bell here. So if you have to go, that's fine. You can watch the end of this at a different moment. But it seems like the range overnight has been expanding in the NASDAQ. I mean, we had a pretty big range last night when I watched the overnight action. I mean, we were up a lot at one point last night, but look at this range here if I get out of the way. Pretty significant. A high of 1246 and a low of 11841. So that's a big range, right? 160 point range, just within a couple of minutes during the day yesterday, right? And then last night we're 1920 to 2120. So 100 point range, pretty quickly there, right? Overnight. So maybe the NASDAQ range is starting to expand. However, you can't have the market up every day and SPX not moving that much and maintain a continuing to elevate VIX. So, we've taken a little punishment with VXX and whatnot being short this stuff, but the higher the VIX goes, the less explosive move to the upside you can really get. And really, the futures have kept pace with this up move to the most part. You can see right now they're not keeping pace with VIX up 62. We've got the first 2 month futures both up 27 cents. However, contango has stayed intact, so the stuff is continuing to decay all the time behind the scenes. So, a lot of people sounding the alarm that the crash is coming and all this stuff, and I view the people sounding the alarm to the downside as being bullish most of the time. It's good that people are sounding the alarm, and it's good that people are buying premium and people are afraid, but it doesn't seem to me that these big down moves happen when everybody's thinking about the downside, which seems to be the case right now. Everybody's talking and thinking about the downside. So interesting market. We'll see what happens. I'm sticking with my short for now. And we'll see what happens going into the weekend. But pretty frustrating having these VIX products up with the market basically not doing much. It's like you get everything right and you still lose money sometimes, which is frustrating. But I'm going to hang with it. Like I said, my losses yesterday were not very big just because of the fact that, well, it came back down for one, and two, I did do some day trading, which made up for it. But, the short VXX has not been working as the VIX moves higher. But like I said, every dollar the VIX moves higher, every point the VIX moves higher is, and I'm still in the game, is more for it to fall at some point. So that's where we are from this side of things. Pretty big range in Tesla yesterday too, right? I was looking, it was up 120 points, and then all of a sudden it was like not really up, and it was all over the place, right? All eyes are on these splits coming Monday. We'll see what the market, if the market shifts gears to something else. After that, the conventions are over. I'm sick of listening to politics. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of looking at it. I'm sure everyone else is too. VVIX did make a little bit of a comeback. VVIX was up a lot yesterday. Keep that in the back of your mind, because that is usually of some significance. This is another red flag. We had a lot of red flags yesterday. Look at the VVIX here, 100 to 122. That's a big move. And all of these big moves and these volatility products and stuff happen without the market really doing much, which once again is just, it's a really a head scratcher there. But once again, we're off of the highs of that spike, and we'll see if this continues to build VIX back up again today. We haven't seen the curve go into some sort of backwardation or come anywhere close to it, actually, but it's just such a strange curve now with the ramp up to the election, and then the back months now falling back behind it. It was like SEP was down and then every other month was really high, but now you're seeing as the VIX cranks up, well, they're pulling SEP up, but they're not pulling the other months up as much. I'm sorry, they're pulling ACA up with SEP at an equal rate, but they're not pulling the other months up as we get the move up. So we'll continue to hang, and it's interesting. It's going to be very fascinating to see how this plays out into the election. But we still have some time between now and then to make some money and position ourselves well. All right, so there you have it. I'll let you get on with your trading day. Thanks for watching the show. I appreciate everyone's support. We'll see you soon in the Short Vol Show Live. Please leave any comments. I love to hear from you. And to find out what you're thinking about stuff. I have so many of you who talk to me after the videos and provide your input. As you rely on me to provide you information, I rely on you and listen to what you say to help me with my trading. So please keep it up. Thank you, everybody, for your support, and we will see you next time. Bye. Let me see if I can. Here we go.